All right, what's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling out there? Hope everybody had a wonderful day. It's Wednesday here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Feeling good. It's about 50 degrees outside. But still, with all that, y'all know we like a heavy winter state. So with all the snow and everything, we finally got some good weather. But still, with all that being said, I'm tired. I'm upset. I'm kind of let down. And you may be wondering why. And here it is. So I'm tired of the negative publicity as it relates to black men and fatherhood. I'm tired of the narrative that's been painted about us, what we see on the news, what we see on TV, what people like to talk about, which sparks people interest on social media, all the negativity as it relates to black fathers. So I'm thinking to myself, like, what can I do to kind of help change the narrative, or so they can understand what we go through as black fathers, how we feel, how we translate those feelings into our everyday activities in life. And I decided to start a YouTube channel. So the name of this YouTube channel is going to be Black Father Sentinel. I'm calling it Black Father Sentinel because Sentinel means guard. So what that means is I want to guard the narrative, or at least help or be one out of many that guard the narrative of black fathers and how we are being talked about on social platforms, as well as in the media, as well as just in life in general. So I want to change the thought process, because right now it's all geared towards negativity. And I get it, I understand that some of us out here just aren't doing what we're supposed to do, but I'm talking to the ones that are doing what they're supposed to do as a black father. I keep putting emphasis on black fathers. I get it. Some of these topics that I talk about on the show or on the YouTube channel, they are geared to fathers in general, but I'm speaking specifically towards black fathers. I think we just get a bad rap sometimes. Now, we can go into this tangent talking about where they deadbeat, they this, that, and the third, and I get it. But let me just walk you through like my life, right? Let me walk you through me, right? So for me, I have 5 children, right? They range from ages 20 all the way down to 5 years old. Me personally, I grew up without a father, right? Never saw him, never knew what he looked like, never knew what he walked like, never knew what he talked like. Actually, I knew what he talked like. He actually called one time, I think I was like 10 or 11 years old. Those of you who know me, I tell this story all the time. So he called and he was like, yo, I'm coming to see you for Christmas. And the normal routine for me for Christmas, open up my gifts, then we go by family house and I hang out with my other cousins. So I told my cousins once I got off the phone call, it was actually my little brother there first. I talked to him first, like, yo, I'm seeing my dad for Christmas. I'm not gonna be able to hang out with you all, right? And so he's like, that's cool. He's excited for me. His dad was actually in the picture. So I called my other cousins up, like, listen, it's been a change of plan. Keep in mind, I'm 10 or 11 years old. I'm like, yo, it's a change of plan. I'm not gonna be able to hang out with you guys. I'm kicking it with my father this Christmas. So anyway, long story short, we get to the time to where he's actually supposed to come visit me, pick me up. I don't know what he had in store or what was the plans for the day. I just knew I was gonna be hanging out with my father, so I'm just cool. I'm elated about it. So it was one of those cliche stories. I'm really like looking out the window, like waiting for this car to pull up. I don't even know what type of car that he's driving in at the time. I'm just happy to see a car pull up. Any car that pulls up, I'm thinking it's him. So an hour went past, I'm still up in my spirits, like, yeah, he'll be here. He might have just, ran into some traffic or whatever the case may be. I don't know what I was thinking. I was a little guy at the time. I'm just trying to stay positive because that's all I know. At that time, 10 or 11, you're not really tainted by the world that much. So you don't really know like pain as it relates to other people giving that to you or hurting your feelings and things of that nature. So, I'm still excited. I'm just waiting. I'm just, I'm hanging in there. I'm positive. In the meantime, I might go pack my bag to get my spend the night clothes. I don't know what's gonna happen. I pack me an extra pair of sneakers just in case I gotta beat him on a basketball court. I don't know what's happening. This is gonna be my very first time meeting my father ever in life. So to fast forward it, just to make a long story short, he never showed. All right. I mean, literally crush my world. Crush my world. Everything that I thought was gonna happen, it didn't come to fruition. I mean, it just pierced me, man. Like I was just like highly upset. And not only did he not come, right? So I'm mad hurt about that. There was no follow-up call after that. So I never spoke to the man after that. So he didn't come, nor did I talk to him after that. So immediately in my mind right there as a young child, I was like, I would never do that if I ever had kids in my life. So that's one of the things that the pain that I took and I just transformed it into positivity. So like I told y'all before, I had 5 children. Like it don't matter what I go through with my kid's mother, I'm always gonna be in my children's life. There's no manual on how to be a great father. So I'm gonna use this platform to share some ideas with you all, share some experiences that I go through, share some books that I read, and it's just to like help each other out. That story, I said that to say there's no example around us a lot of times of what a good father should be. Now, we have people in the public, like we can look up to the drug dealers, the people on TV, the rappers, the whatever the case may be. But a lot of times, and I can't speak for anybody else, but for me personally, there was nobody immediately, like in my house, showing me how to navigate through life as a man. Now, I did have my grandfather, hell of a man, by the way, definitely. He taught all of us, not even his grandchildren, his own children, children outside the house. He was big in the community. He was all over the place in terms of setting that example of how to be a man and navigate through life as a man and as a father, more specifically. But again, like if you didn't have it in your house, you raised to, more so figure it out on your own. And I get it, single parents or single moms, I should say. You're doing a hell of a job, but you can't raise a man to be a man. That's just plain and simple. Let's just get that out of there. We can argue and go back and forth all day. And just like a man can't by himself raise a daughter to be a woman, I don't have that characteristics about myself to instill in her. Either she's going to overcompensate for something or she's going to be timid or shy or whatever the case may be, and vice versa as it relates to a male child. So y'all doing a hell of a job. But again, that's not what this platform is for. It's only to uplift Black men. So I'm not trying to hate on y'all. I'm not trying to tell y'all doing a bad job. I'm just saying it's just not possible, right? There's certain things that I'm gonna go through in my life that you just can't explain because you just don't have that experience. You can tell me what you want me to do, based on experiences that you have with other men or other men that you possibly looking up to or whatever the case may be, but it's not the same. It's different when it actually comes from a man. And so we have to be, our own example at times. And I admit it gets hard. Like we go through a lot of different things, but it's okay. I'm not running from the challenge. I said right then and there when I was 10 or 11 years of age, let's just say 11 at that time, that I'll be damned if I never appear or show up in my children's life in a positive fashion. So I just making my point. I mean, all of my children's life, I don't do the best things all the time because, again, I didn't have that immediate or in-house example around me. So sometimes I make mistakes. And I'm just here to share on this platform the mistakes that I go through because it's a continuum, right? I'm not done being a father. You're never done being a father, just like you're never done being a mother. It's going to go all the way up until you're dead and gone. So I'm going to share some of the things that I go through. I'm going to talk about it. I want y'all to leave down in the comment section if I did it right or if I did it wrong or what you would have did better. But it's all about positivity. We all only trying to build each other up. So I'm speaking specifically to the Black fathers that's coming out to watch this channel just so we can change the narrative. I want to talk to each other. I want to have civil discourse with each other. Those of you who not doing what you're supposed to do, I understand, I get it, but we're not making any excuses. So I want to build like a portfolio of just a bunch of videos talking about an array of different topics. So for example, I just had a situation transpire with my 10-year-old, my son. They go to all predominantly white schools. And so he just recently encountered his first racial slur. So I'm gonna do a video on that and show you how I walked him through that, what we talked about, his side of the story, and then the resolution to that. So that's just one of the things. We can talk about my oldest daughter having a boyfriend. She's 20 years old, how I handle that, how I even talked to her mom, when we agreed on certain things, and then we presented to her and we talked to her and how we ironed that out. Because quite naturally, she's gonna like boys. I get it. My boys are gonna like girls. I understand it, but I think we need to sit down and have those conversations with them and show them what they should be looking for and when the red flags occur and how you handle it. So we're gonna talk about a bunch of different things. Another thing that we can talk about is, regiments throughout the day. For me, what it takes for me to be my best. So I like to read books, so I might present some books that can help us out, just change in the way that you think so you can communicate different with your child. Also talk about diets, the things that we should be eating just so we can keep a clear head and a clear mind so we can be focused and in the present moment when you actually having those difficult conversations with your kids. So, I'm just happy about it, but I was mad hurt. Like, just seeing all this negative publicity and just people just thinking we just don't take care of our kids. Like it's so much more than that. It's so much more than that. But I'm here right now to let you know that I'm taking care of mine, and I challenge you to take care of yours. Always leave in the comment what you thought about the video. Anything that you see that you can help me with, let's build it up. I know some of y'all gonna come over here with the negative comments, but what about this and what about that? And y'all should be doing this and y'all should be doing that. I get that, that's fine, and we can discuss that. As long as we can do it in a civil fashion, I'm all for it. But if it's gonna be negativity and you're just trying to put down, nah, we're not doing that. I personally just don't have the energy for that. And that's not what I'm trying to build right here. I want people to begin to watch this YouTube channel, and if they going through something, I'm talking specifically to black men, black fathers, you going through this situation with your child, I want you to be able to go through the array of videos and you find that exact topic and you see how I discussed it with other people, how I handled it, possibly if it has anything to do with me or if I've been through it myself. Or I may have guests on the show and we talk about different topics what this person as a father is going through that I can't even relate to, but just to offer that just array of different topics that we can just talk about. I want anything that we going through, we be able to talk through it because iron's gonna sharpen iron. So I'm just challenging all the black fathers out there to just pay attention to the videos, man. I'm gonna keep them coming. I'm gonna do my best to do 3 to 4 videos a week, and they're gonna be organic. It's just gonna be simply things that I'm going through with my children. Even like my son right now playing 3 different sports. It's hard on his body right now. I upload some video of him playing in the sports, each of the ones that he's playing in. My daughter, she's in dance class. I upload that. But it's all about positivity, and it's all about bringing to the forefront and bringing to the light that there are some good dads out here that's doing what they're supposed to be. And again, to the fathers that's not, I get it, I understand. Certain things come up. You're not with the mom anymore. I had a bad breakup. She don't want to talk to you. She doing this, that, and the third. But again, there's no excuses. We're going to do what we have to do to be in our child's life. Because whether you do or you don't, you're going to get talked about. So it doesn't matter. So you might as well do the right thing in this instance. And if you just look at kids quite naturally, man, not only do they need their mother, I understand that they do, but they need their father, right? Especially these young males out here. Like if we look at the world right now, it's a lot of just, crazy stuff going on in this world pertaining to children. They just it seems like they all over the place. There's no order, there's no discipline. And part of the reason because of that is the fathers, I get it, we left the house, but we still our future ain't looking bright if we don't get back into our rightful place. And I'm not saying go back with the mother, but I'm just saying our rightful place of taking care of our children. That's what we got to do. So again, let's make it happen, y'all. I'm here for all the smoke. I know y'all gonna try to give it to me on some videos. I'm here for it. But let's just promise each other that we're gonna talk about it. We don't need to go back and forth and all this internet thugging and this, that, and the third, because that's not what the platform is about at all. I really just want to speak to black men about fatherhood. I'm not perfect. I don't do all the right things, but I damn sure try. So let's just try together. And even if you have a topic that you would like to discuss that I haven't covered, just leave it down in the comment section. I will do my best to respond and create that video for you. I'm gonna try to hit you with 3 subtopics of the actual topic so we can have a nice discussion about whatever the topic may be. Again, like, I'm ready for it all. So I look forward to y'all coming to the channel. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you get the message out there, and let's get ready to rock and roll. If we can't talk about it amongst ourselves, let's not leave somebody else to paint this narrative for us. Let's not leave the news to paint this narrative. Let's not leave these social platforms to paint this narrative, especially if it's gonna be a negative narrative. If it's a positive one, I'm all for that. But a lot of what I'm seeing right now, as it pertains to black fathers, is just so negative, man, and I'm just tired of it. So I'm just gonna continue to do my part, and I just wanna be accountable for myself. So even doing this channel, I gotta make sure that I'm doing my part. Like, I can't talk about being a good father and I'm out here slacking on my end. So I get that too. So I'm holding everybody accountable. Anybody who watches this channel as a black father, if you see this and we discussed it and we came to some type of uniformity or a resolution on how we handled that specific situation, then I'm holding you accountable to move in that fashion, all right? So again, the name of the YouTube video, the YouTube channel right here, is Black Father Sentinel. Sentinel meaning guard. I'm gonna guard the narrative of being a black father. I only want them to talk about us in a positive light. And I get it, we're gonna have mishaps. We're gonna do things wrong, but we're gonna push through that and we're gonna change this thing together. So again, we out here, baby. Let's make this happen. Let's do it together and we're gonna figure it out. Black Father Sentinel.